Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a save versus splurge video, and I love to watch these just because I find it to be really interesting to see everyone's personal perspective on what they feel are items you should save on and what are items they feel like you should splurge on. I feel like if someone came to me and asked for my opinion and was like, Kitty, I'm just starting out, I don't know where to start. There are so many high-end brands, low-end brands. I feel like it'd probably even feel really overwhelming all at the same time just because there's so many options. So I wanted to film this video in hopes that maybe I can help someone along their beauty journey. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Everything will be linked down below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, let's dive on in and talk about makeup. So I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a little worried that this video might be really long, so I don't wanna waste any more time. Let's dive on into the first product, and it is a face wash. I feel like this is something you should definitely save your money on. This is not something you need to splurge on at all, just because it's just a face wash. And my most favorite one is from La Roche-Posay. This is called the Purifying Foaming Cleanser. It is dermatologist tested, safe for sensitive skin, and it says here it is soap-free, sulfate-free, fragrance-free. And this is basically for normal to oily skin, but they also have dry to normal skin face soap option as well, or face cleanser option. And I absolutely love it. This runs for about $15, but this lasts me for like 4 months, so it lasts me a really long time. The other facial cleanser that I absolutely love, but it's hard to find at times, is from Biore. I will have it linked down below. I forgot what it's called, but I really love this one. It's really gentle. It doesn't strip the oils from my skin. It just makes my skin feel really refreshing, and it also removes all of this makeup, so I personally really love it. So save when it comes to a facial cleanser. Next is skincare, you guys, and this is something that I definitely feel like you should splurge on, especially once you get to a certain age. It's just because you're dealing with a little bit of sun damage, you're dealing with wrinkles, your skin just, I feel like, needs more. And so I feel like if you go to Sephora or Ulta, I'm sure they'll give you sample sizes of different eye creams or moisturizers that they have on display, and you can go home, take them with you, test them out, and see, you know, if you notice a difference on using an eye cream or moisturizer, and then you can go back and purchase the full size just so you don't have to fully commit right away. And they'll definitely direct you to products that will help your skin type, especially if you don't know what skin type you are. Trust me, once you go inside the store, they will look at your skin and they will know automatically where to navigate you and what kind of moisturizers or eye creams are really popular, or what they feel might work for you. As for lip sleeping mask, this is something that I also feel like you should splurge on, and I feel like this is a splurge just because it runs for $18, and it's not like a chapstick, you know, that maybe runs for like $3 that you could buy at the drugstore. I personally love the one from Winky Lux. This is the Winky Lux lip sleeping mask. It is so good. It lasts me for a really long time. I apply this on every day, multiple times a day. I just love using this. It is just so hydrating. I love to apply this at night with my skincare routine, and I also like to apply this while I'm doing my makeup, just so once I get to the lip product of my choice, the product glides on effortlessly. And I really love this, you guys. I'm barely halfway and I've had this for a year. So find a really good sleeping mask and definitely splurge. Now for SPF, this is something that I do not feel like you need to splurge on. I don't feel the need to spend $40, $30 on an SPF. They're really great, affordable options at the drugstore that will wear really well underneath your makeup and just give you still a really flawless finish. So definitely save, do not splurge when it comes to SPF. For foundation and concealer, this is something that I definitely feel like you should splurge on, especially in the beginning when you don't know what skin type you are, you don't know what kind of finish you're looking for, you don't know, you know, what undertones you are. There's so many factors that goes into it that I feel like you should leave it to a true professional. And you can go to Sephora, Ulta, MAC, go with someone at the counter, ask them to color match you. They deal with so many people and they work with so many different people doing their makeup that they're able to just look at your skin and know kind of what might work well for you, and they will color match you. You can even ask them for a sample size, take it home in case you're worried that it might not be a true match. And you can apply on the foundation, look at it in natural lighting, and kind of make your own judgment from there before you jump on and make the full purchase. But I definitely feel like in the beginning, get color matched by someone who knows what they're doing. And when it comes to concealer, buy a concealer that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than a natural skin complexion, just because it will give you more of that brightness and make your skin look more awake and lively. And I feel like that's kind of what we're all looking for, you know? So definitely splurge. Now when it comes to a face powder, I feel like this is also something you should splurge on. And my favorite is from MAC. This is the MAC Studio Fix. This is in the shade C4. I love this. I love it because it's like the perfect undertone for me. I love that it's a little bit thicker than a regular pressed powder. It's going to give me a little bit more coverage. You guys know here on my channel, if you've been following me for a while, I do have hyperpigmentation on the top of my cheekbone, so I'm always looking for a little bit more coverage just because I don't want my hyperpigmentation to peep through. But I love the undertone to this powder, and I feel like when you're first starting out, it's always good to be matched with a foundation, concealer, and a powder just so you're kind of set with your essentials. And for me, this powder, I personally really love it because I feel like when I've tested out other foundations that maybe are a little too yellow or too olive, or maybe it has a weird pink undertone in it, I can apply this powder over my drugstore foundations and it will neutralize and set everything really nicely into place and make it work really well for me. So I would say splurge when it comes to a face powder. Next is banana powder, and this is something that I absolutely love. I have a love for banana powder. And I would say this is something you should definitely save your money on. You do not need to splurge when it comes to banana powders. My all-time favorite is from NYX HD Finishing Banana Powder, and I even wore it today, and I love the brightness that it gives under the eye area. It doesn't enhance the lines or the texture or anything like that. It just gives me a flawless finish, so I would say definitely save. Another option is from Revolution. This is the banana powder. Obviously, it's loose banana powder. It smells like bananas, by the way. It's so good, but I absolutely love the finish as well, and I love the pigmentation that it has and gives under the eye area, so definitely save. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, then girl, you already know that I love to contour, bronze up the face. I feel like it gives my skin a little bit more dimension. I just really love to contour my face, and so I would say definitely save when it comes to a bronzer. This one is from Physicians Formula. It's called the Butter Bronzer. It's really well known. It's been around for a really long time, and I really love the finish it has. It has a really beautiful natural finish. It blends really nicely. I love the scent to the bronzer as well, and you can find this depending on where you look for it or where you find it. It can be between $10.99, between $15.99, so it depends on where you purchase. This will depend on the pricing, but this is in the shade bronzer, and it is so beautiful. Love using this bronzer, and I actually used it today when I was doing my makeup. Now, when it comes to brow pencils, this is something I also feel like you do not have to splurge. Definitely save your money, and my two favorites from the drugstore is one is from LA Girl. This is called the Brow Bestie. I picked up the shade in medium brown. I've used this for a really long time. Same thing, this one is from XX Revolution. This is called the Fox Brow Pencil. I love the creamy consistency. I love the long wear pigmentation that it has, and it just glides on really nicely, and it holds up really well throughout the day. So if you're looking for an affordable option, definitely try these out. When it comes to brow pencils, I'll give you guys a quick tip in case you guys are interested in my tip. And it is, when it comes to brow pencil, pick a brow pencil that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than your natural hair color. Like for me, I have really dark black hair or dark brown hair, that I pick something a little lighter just so I can soften the facial features and just complement the makeup and everything going on. So you don't want your brows to look really harsh and forced and kind of take away from everything that you're applying on when you're doing your makeup. Now, when it comes to a brow gel, I feel the exact same way. This is something you should definitely save your money on. You do not need to splurge for a good brow gel. And my favorite is from X Revolution. I think that's what it's called. And this is the clear brow gel. Obviously now it's sturdy, but I will have a link down below because you guys are interested in checking it out. And it just shows that I've used it enough that now it's, you know, dark brown or medium brown. But I absolutely love this brow gel. It applies on really nicely. It holds my brows in place consistently throughout the day, and it doesn't crunch. It doesn't flake. So if you're looking for a really good brow gel that's affordable, definitely try this one out. Next is an eyeshadow primer, and this is something that I also feel like you do not have to splurge on. This is something you should definitely save your money on, and my favorite right now is Juvia's Place. This is like Prep by Prime eyeshadow primer in the shade 2. I used it today when I was doing my eyeshadow, and I love using this, you guys. My eyeshadow holds really well consistently throughout the day. It doesn't lose the pigmentation. It doesn't crease or anything like that. So if you're looking for a really affordable eyeshadow primer, I highly suggest this one. This is definitely not something that I feel like you need to automatically add to your makeup collection, but if this is something you really want to include in your makeup collection, then definitely save and try this one out. When it comes to brushes, this is something that I don't feel like you need to splurge on, especially in the beginning, because in the beginning you don't really know what kind of brushes you're going to be using or gravitating towards. And the last thing you want to do is pay $50, $30 on a brush that you end up not even using. So I definitely say save your money, try a brush set collection, a really affordable option. My favorite is from Beach Cosmetics. It was from the Crystal Zodiac collection. Those brushes, you guys, are my all-time favorite. I love using them. I love how fluffy they are. They haven't lost any of the little hair bristles from the brushes, and they're just really pretty. And I feel like for the price, it's really nice. Like, you're getting a lot for what you're paying for. So I would say in the beginning, definitely find an affordable option, and then later on, once you figure out what kind of brushes you personally like to use when you're doing your makeup, then, you know, splurge and treat yourself and then make the big jump. As for our next category, guys, this is something that I definitely feel like you do not have to splurge on. You do not have to go run and get a Natasha Denona palette. You can save your money and go buy, there's so many options. You can buy a Morphe palette, Beach Cosmetics, NYX has really good options as well. Milani, Elf has these cute little quads of like, what, 4 or 5 eyeshadows for like $3 or $4. I mean, there's so many really affordable options out there, especially in the beginning. You do not need to spend an arm and a leg. One of my favorite eyeshadow palettes is from Morphe. This is the Madison Beer palette. It wasn't really highly reviewed, but I love the color story to it. I love that it has a little bit of everything, that it gives you enough to play around with and get really comfortable to see what kind of eyeshadows you naturally gravitate towards, to then go out and repurchase more of a nude eyeshadow palette or more of a purpley eyeshadow palette. Like, you won't really know in the beginning what kind of eyeshadows you're really into until you start playing around with something that has a lot of variety that you can play around with. Now, when it comes to an eyelash curler and tweezers, this is something that I do not feel like you need to splurge on. This is something you can definitely save your money on. And in my experience, it is because for a really long time, you guys, I was going to an instant store and buying an eyelash curler, and it was $1. And the same thing, the tweezers that I personally love to use, I got them at the 99-cent store, and they've done a really good job. So I don't feel like you need to go and spend $12 on tweezers. I do not feel like you need to go spend $30 on an eyelash curler, even though I do love my Shiseido eyelash curler that I've recently did the splurge and purchased. I just don't feel like you need to. There's so many really affordable options out there that I definitely feel like if you look, girl, you might find a gem in the rough. This is mascara, and this is something that I definitely feel like you do not have to splurge on. Save your money. There's so many really great mascaras at the drugstore and so many different formulas depending on what you're looking for that you do not have to splurge. You can save your money when it comes to mascara. And my favorite is from By Apple. This is a Super Lash mascara. You can find this at the Swap Meet, girl, at the indoor, outdoor Swap Meet, at the Amazon. You can find it there. I love it. It's like $3.50 depending on where you find it. And I just love it. This is my all-time favorite mascara. This is what I always use. I used it today on my eyelashes. And I love that it gives the fullness, the length, it's waterproof. I just don't feel like you need to splurge to find a really great mascara. And if you're interested in trying this one out, I have it linked down below. But yeah, definitely save, do not splurge. As for blush, this is something that I definitely feel like you do not need to splurge on, especially in the beginning, just because I feel like in the beginning when you're first starting out doing your makeup, you don't really know what kind of blushes you like. You might guess, but you don't really know, and it takes time to figure out what you're into and what you like and what your style is. And so I would say definitely find an affordable blush palette if you can. One of my favorite is from NYX. I think it's called the Sweet Cheeks palette. It has like 8 eyeshadows in that palette, and it just has so much variety that you have a lot of options to play around with and see and mix and play around with that you can apply on to really get a feel of what kind of blushes you're really into. Another one is from LA Girl. This is called the Blush Babe blush palette. I really love the affordability and the colors that it comes with because you have so many options to play around with and really get creative to see what you personally like. Highlighter, you guys, this is another thing that I do not feel like you need to splurge on. You can definitely go to the drugstore and find a really great formula at the drugstore. And one of them that's really popular is from Wet n Wild. This is a highlighting powder illuminatrix highlighter. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is the shade Precious Petals. I have it on the center of my nose today. I love how bright it is. It's such a luminous finish. You do not have to apply setting spray on your brush to give it a little bit more of that radiance. It just does it on its own. I love the pigmentation and consistency, and this was literally like under $6. So I definitely feel like when it comes to a highlighter, if that's something you want to try out, definitely try it out at the drugstore first. Now, when it comes to a setting mist, to be really honest, I don't feel like this is something you need to purchase right away when you're first starting out your makeup collection, just because you're still trying to figure out what your skincare routine is. You're still trying to figure out, you know, if the foundation you're currently using is long wearing for you, if it's right for you. You're still trying to figure out like a lot of the little technicalities, like how to set your makeup really well to last a long time. So I feel like once you've nailed your skincare routine, your foundation, you know what to expect from the products that you have, then throw this one in just so you know what will work well for you and what won't. My favorite is from Morphe. This is Continuous Setting Mist. I love the affordability. I love the mist. I like the scent of it. It holds my makeup really well and, you know, mixes everything really nicely. And so this is something that I definitely feel like you do not have to splurge. You can definitely save and still get a really flawless finish. Last but not least is our lip products, you guys. And this is something that I definitely feel like, girl, you do not have to splurge, okay? You can definitely save your money, go to the drugstore. There are so many really great options at the drugstore that have really creamy formulas that are long lasting, that, you know, just do a really great job and have a beautiful pigmentation. Lip liners that I personally love is from NYX, the Slim Lip Liners. I use them all the time. And the other one is from LA Girl. This one is called Cafe. I love their lip liners. They're really affordable as well and pigmented. And the Maybelline Lifter Gloss, girl, if you're looking for a glossy gloss, this is definitely it. I personally really love it. If you haven't tried them out, I'm surprised because they're really, really popular. If you're looking for a matte finish that's really nice on the lips, I personally love the NYX Lip Lingerie in XXL. This is in the shade, what is it called? Undressed. And I personally love the formula. It's really nice and light on the lips and still really pigmented, surprisingly. And I love the doe foot applicator. As for a lipstick, I love this lipstick from LA Girl. This is called the shade Nudie. It's basically kind of like the lip color that I'm currently wearing. Love how creamy it is. I love how comfortable it is on the lips. And the top of it, you guys, is magnetic around the rim. So it's nice and secure. You don't have to worry about the top flying all around. So definitely try the drugstore. Pick a few shades from there and it's totally worth it, you guys. So do not splurge. Hey guys, this is basically it. I have shared with you all of the items that I feel like you should save on and all the items that I feel like you should totally splurge on. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, comment down below. Ask away and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Also, comment down below. Let me know on what items you feel like are total save items and items that you definitely feel like, no, Kitty, I need to splurge when it comes to this one specific thing because you love it so much because of the finish of it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Everything will be linked down below as always. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys all in my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye!